Hi, it's Everett, Everett's Watercolors. Welcome to my studio. Today this is Simply Drawing with Everett. I'm going to do another drawing demonstration, and it'll be something interesting. Down by the waterway, I captured a couple photographs, and I picked up a nice boat that I want to draw. So let's go to my drawing table and let me get started. Okay, this is a fishing boat I saw. It was I took a picture of it, and that's the photograph I'm using. So starting out with a drawing. I've got a piece of sketch paper, 8.5 by 11. I got a number. This is a 4B pencil lead, graphite. So the first thing we do, as always, is start out with. I think I'll put the horizon line somewhere down about right here. That's a shoreline right there, somewhere along there, about just below halfway, not exactly in the middle. And then we're going to do a light outline drawing. A light outline drawing. Come here. We'll start with a bow, and get the curve. It's got a nice little curve of the structure there. We'll come down, approximate. There you go. Nice little curve. Comes out level. Then the stern of the boat comes down right here, and then we'll get the water where the water meets the bottom of the boat. Will come down across here. Come across, be level, horizontal. Okay, that's a good start. And then we'll start with the cabin. You can see here it's about way up in the front here, about 1/4 of the way up. So we'll come up here, maybe about right here. Start drawing that cabin in. Now it's got windows, and there's a little front part here of the cabin. Windows, and then it has this wooden trim ledge along the top, the rooftop. Come down right there, and then it slants down, and then the cabin continues on. And then it comes down here toward the stern, right there. Okay, and it has that's this part right here. Then it has a little roof section up here. This is like an observation tower up here on the top. This is a fishing boat, so they go up here, looking for the fish out there in the water. They have a radar on the post up there. There's a little canopy on the top. We'll put that in. Little canopy on top for the sun, little sunshade. There's a boom here in the back. On the boom, it goes about right here. I might get this a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer here. A little bit longer. Bring that cabin back. So now I'm kind of adjusting my shape here. Give me some more room. Get that boom. That boom's about right there. Okay, boom's about right there. And then the cabin goes back a little further back than what I had. So we'll just adjust that. And then this is a little bit longer here. So we adjust it as we go along. Adjust the. That's why I put it in lightly. So we go along. I adjust the size. Okay, so there's the overall outline. I got the bow and the stern and the cabin pretty well located. Okay, so now let's look at the windows. The windows are the next important thing. I got there's this little this nice little trim. I guess you call it a trim here of wood. I like that. And then the doorway comes down here. Hatch. There's a hatch with a window in it. Then the windows come in over here. There's a square window here. About that size. Then there's a window is angled slightly. It goes this way and it goes angled up. that a little bit bigger. We have to come forward a little bit more. Now we have to work on the bow a little bit. Maybe we have to get a little bigger up here. Okay, I got a window. That's okay. There's a front window here in the bow, the main cabin here. Okay, and I think the bow pretty well stays where it was. Okay. There's a couple little windows down here also at the bottom, right here, right next to the on the main cabin below. There's another window here in the stern, in the back, the stern of the boat. It's got a shape like this. Okay. Okay. And over here we just have on the shoreline. There's a tie-up, and there's none in the front, so leave that alone. Okay. There's a railing that goes around too. I'll get that in. There's a little railing that goes around the boat for safety. We can put that in after I get the rest of the boat done. Okay, look at the reflection now. There's a reflection here in the water. It comes out here at an angle because the bow is an angle, and then the stern. You can see the stern of see the reflection here in the back of the stern. It comes straight down because of the sharp edge. Okay, and then so the water just kind of comes along here. Okay. So that's pretty well the main parts of it. Okay, now I'm going to take I'll take a 6B now, and let's go ahead and mark up a little darker now. So take a 6B lead, and let's make some final points here. We'll get that bow, and then we'll get the bottom and the water line. And the stern would go along with that. Okay, in the back. There's a trim along this nice little curve. There's tar here, and it kind of curves down. And it slopes down a little bit. Then it gets flat, horizontal. There. Okay. Now it's got a little decoration, kind of like on the fuselage here. It's got a little design. Put that in. That's just I guess it's just kind of decoration. It may give a little bit of design work here on the side of the boat. It's not that important. There's some little more design down here at the bottom here. Okay. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is make sure I got the cabin. So the main cabin, we'll get the front window up here. Then it comes down. Then there's this wood trim. This is a beautiful situation. I guess the hull itself is made out of fiberglass, and then but they got wood trim. It makes it really beautiful. So you get the doorway. There's a window there. Get the window, and this window here on the side. A little separation. This one's a little bit bigger here. It's at an angle. Let's see. I make a small correction here. The eraser. I'll make this a little bit longer. And then there's a front window back here front. Okay. Then the top here now, it's got a little observation tower, a little observation section up here goes on top, and it slopes down, and right on the edge of that, and then it has this little awning on top. Put that in. It's got a little arch to it. Okay, we got this boom. This holds the radar. This is the radar boom. The back here, and it has the radar up on top for navigation. And it has this extension back here. It's got a boom on it for there's a little dinghy hanging off the back of it. We'll get this out, this angle. It's about right. And it's got wires, cables hanging on the end of that. And it drops down to the stern. There's a little dinghy hanging off the back. I'm not going to put that on. Just that's what's there. This little section right here is a little dinghy back there. Okay. All right, and then there's a railing. You can see the railing, a safety railing. It goes around the edge of the boat. So let's go. Right on the edge of the windows, so pretty close to window ledges. It goes all the way back to the back, all the way to the stern. Okay. Then it has these sections of it. These are the rails for strength of the railing. There. Okay. All right. So that's basically the outline of the boat and all the important parts. Let's do a little bit of shading now. Okay. So I'm going to take the shading pencil and I'm going to shade in the windows. There's this back window here in the back. We'll shade that. It's in shadow, so there'll be a shadow pattern. It'll shadow on that. Then there's a window of the doorway. This will help define the sections of the boat. This is a square window here. It's about in the middle of the cabin, main cabin. And then there's this larger window here with a little angle to it. They're all in shadow. And then there's a window out here in the front. Okay. And there's these two little portholes here, square portholes here on the front. Put those in. And this comes down here. Structure comes over here. And there's a few more poles here to keep this awning on top of the boat from falling off. All right. Okay, and I want to do now, I'll darken the water line. The water line is darkened. That's where the water line is. A post over here. Put that in. And then this reflection. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of movement here in the water. The reflection here from this window here into the water. And there's also a reflection from the doorway also. This is it's going to be a white boat, so it's going to have a white. Now I'm going to move the paper a little bit so I can get an angle here for the The shoreline, the water line goes over here next to the boat over on the side. Reflection off the bow. The movement of the water. Waves. And in the background is some trees, so just indication that there's a tree line back there. Behind the boat. Then I'll put just a little shadow here. There's always a little shadow next on the bottom, next to the water line. Okay, that completes my drawing of the fishing boat at the waterway. Turned out pretty good. Okay, let's go to my main camera. Okay, well that was a lot of fun too. I did a drawing of boats and so forth, but have a nice photograph. I went out there on location. I did a couple sketches of the boats, and then took a couple photographs. The one here I wanted to get a nice close-up of that section. I thought that'd be a great one to draw because of the angle and also the size and dimensions and so forth. A very interesting little ship, little small boat. So if you like that, give me a thumbs up and a like, and also subscribe to this channel. You can be notified of my next videos. So I'll be back again next Thursday with Simply Drawing with Everett. And I'll also do Everett's watercolors. I'll do a watercolor demonstration. And then on the weekends, I do a quick sketch. Anyone can draw with one line only. It comes out on Sunday. You might enjoy that. So if you're subscribed to this channel, you'll be notified of all my videos. And you can enjoy them all. I got over 900 videos online. So until next week, you all stay safe. And we'll see you on the next video. Bye.